Howdy folks, and welcome to the revolutionary cross system. Now the cross system is something I devised in order to make major intervallic playing very simple. So I'm going to go over this now. It will allow you access to major and intervallic playing in a really straightforward way that honestly could not be simpler. This system will allow you to outline the key intervals in a blues that make it sound great, just like the solo I did at the start. And you don't really have to think much at all. It really is that straightforward. So it revolves around a series of cross shapes. And today I'm going to teach you cross shape number 1. Now cross shape number 1 looks like this. So you can see it there, right? Now, I think of this as a 5 on a dice. This is the middle of the 5, bottom of the 5, top of the 5, right? So if you just think of a 5 on a dice, this shape is dead easy to find, and it sits right in the middle of that good old minor pentatonic. So let's talk about why it's so cool and why it sounds so great. It's great because it's got all the key notes in there. It's got the 1, the 3, the 5 and the flat 7, but it's also got the 6. All right, so the 6 comes from the major pentatonic, the flat 7 from the minor pentatonic, the 5 is from both scales, and the major third is from the major pentatonic. So it's a great mix of major and minor pentatonic, containing all those key notes in the major and minor pentatonic that make mixing major and minor pentatonic sound really cool, but you've got access to it in a really simple way. So let's go through it. We've got here the flat 7, the root, the major third, the 5 and the 6. So we can do lines like this. Alright, sound really cool. Now the great thing about this is it's movable. So when we go to D, I'm going to go up here. Then back to A. Up to E. D. And then back to A. So the A cross shape is here. The D cross shape, I'm just thinking of this D7 chord. And this note is the middle of the 5, if you like, the major third. Back to the A, think of this chord again. Up to the E. D. Back to the A. So initially, practice it like that. You know, just play, outline the A. Outline the D, the A, the E, etc. Right? So you get an idea of where these notes are. But all you've got to think about is this little cross shape. That's it, right? It really is just, it couldn't be more simple. And that's how I came up with it. I was trying to think of a really easy way to give players who were just sort of used to playing minor pentatonic access to mixing major and minor, to using intervals, to thinking chord tones, and to be hitting those cool notes time after time. Now, we can extend this cross a little bit. So instead of doing this, we're going to bend this note a semitone. So I'm bending this, which is the 6, up to the flat 7. I could slide to it. Now that's giving my cross a little bit of extra flavour, right? So it's a cross with a little bit of coriander on it, if you like, a little bit of spice. And we can do the same on the D. Back to the A. E. D. To the A. Now you'll notice I'm not trying hard to put these lines together at all. It's really as easy as I'm saying it is. Just try it. You'll just find that these lines come together magically. It's a feat of magic. It is the elixir of guitar playing. Now you will also notice that I did this. I do that a lot. So what I'm doing is sliding from the minor third to the major third here, and from the flat 5 to the 5. So I'm on 4 on the B and 5 on the G, and sliding into that major third there. So that's the next extension of the cross. That's extension 1. And then you'll also notice that I dipped into that note there, which is coming out minor pentatonic. But central to the whole thing is this. You know, that's your framework. That's a bit like your minor pentatonic position 1. You keep coming back to that and you center everything around that. When you cross the D and across the E, okay, so those are the first 2 extensions that you can use to take this cross system up a gear and to add in a few little spicy notes. You could do this as well. And this is coming out of major pentatonic. Then the E. Flat 7, the one I just showed you, and then minor third to major third. So think of those as 3 little extensions out of the cross. This is the basic cross here. Extension 1, go up to the flat 7. Extension 2, minor third to major third thing, and extension 3. Just putting the same notes on the E string, the same frets. Not the same notes, the same frets on the E string as you did on the B string. And this works across all of them. It works across the D and across the E. Yeah, all the lines work across all the crosses in the different chords. And to follow the chords, all I'm doing is I'm thinking about this dominant 7th chord every time, and this is the center of the cross. I mean, it's just so simple, isn't it? And I can keep coming back to that note. I can end on that note because it's the major third, so therefore it's mega strong, yeah? Now, this cross system that I developed has lots of different crosses. This is just one of them. There's a whole bunch of crosses, and I've developed a complete system cross this, which is over on the Patreon page. Just click on the link below there, you can see it. So if you want to further explore this system, and I really suggest you do, because it really is fantastic, and it will get you access into mixing major and minor pentatonic and intervallic playing really easily. And it's all as simple as following that first shape that I just showed you, but there's a bunch of other shapes. So there is an actual course on Patreon. There's, I think, 6 or 7 videos on this cross system, all supported with fretboard diagrams and whatnot to help you through it. This will help you massively with your soloing, I'm totally convinced. And you'll pick it up like this. Almost instantly, you know, and instantly you'll be playing these really cool ideas. And try and nick some of the lines that I was doing as well. So maybe that could be one. Maybe that could be another, yeah, or do lines like that. Try and nick some of those lines and put them together using the cross system, and you'll be soloing like a god in no time. Don't forget to like and subscribe as usual. Hit that bell notification. Super important and super appreciated. Check me out on Patreon like I've mentioned before. There's loads of stuff on there now. Super good value for money, and catch you next time.